Give it up for Mazna.
Is it okay if I take this down?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Just take that. Cool. No, it's great to be out here, man. This is dope. We're gonna double it up on the finger injuries because my bone break is my index finger. I broke it when I was very young. If you can't see from the back, imagine I'm my index finger, and right at the tip it's just broken. Okay. So this happened when I was very young. I was 6 years old, right? And this was when carpet reading time was a big thing, and my grade 1 teacher loved her. The whole class loved her. She was the kind of teacher kids were fighting to make sure they got a seat next to her. And this is one of them days I was able to my way to get a spot next to her. So I'm sitting right next to her. And she's in like the library section of the classroom picking out a book to read to us, and I'm playing with the rocking chair because I was trying to figure out how this rocking chair worked. I just thought it was really cool looking, right? Hey, what's up, man? It's good to see you. Yeah. And I was trying to figure, I was just kind of playing around with it. I was like wrist deep into the rocking chair. There's these parallel wooden slats. I was just like, I was really cool. And I don't notice my teacher come back with the book she's gonna read to us, and just before I realized she was going to sit down, I tried to get my hand out of there. She sits down. Boom. Ooh, wow, that actually worked out pretty nice. Yeah. It clamps down on my finger like a bear trap. And at this point, that's actually not where it broke. It didn't break at that point. It was just the worst pinch you could even imagine. That was the worst pain I felt in my 6 years of life at that time. And I don't know if you guys know Courage the Cowardly Dog, the little. That's what I was screaming. I was like, trying to get her to get off because I was in so much pain. And she's a little bit older, right? And you know how older people are when they're getting up from their seats. They never just get up. They always gotta do that thing where they put both hands on the armrest and they're like, cha! And that's when it snapped. And I remember she got up, and I just pulled my hand out, and I love this teacher, right? She's my favorite teacher. I didn't want to make her feel bad, for breaking my shit. So I just kind of just put it behind my back. She's like, oh, honey, oh my God, can I see your finger? I was like, no. And we kind of did this back and forth thing, and I was just insisted. I was like, just read your book, okay? Just it's fine. And in consolation, she asked me, she's like, I'm so sorry. Do you want to choose the book we're gonna read? What book do you want to read? And I was like, Robert Munch. And so we read the book. It was really sweet. And so years later, I didn't tell my mom either because she's very dramatic with it. So I just kind of imagine when you're hiding a tattoo. I hid this injury, right? And it was actually it was crazy. I got a little bit older. My mom was like, "Damn, is your finger always like that?" I was like, "I don't know." Just never told anybody about it. And then I just one day I was like, I was like 16. I just really looked at my finger. I was like, "Damn, is it getting more crooked?" It was moving to the it was a couple more degrees to the right, and I started getting nervous. I was like, damn, what if it keeps going? What if when I'm 30 it's at a full 90-degree angle? I can't even give reliable directions anymore. Oh yeah, the subway's just over there. So I'm like, okay, I should probably just figure this out. And so I booked a doctor's appointment, went, got the x-rays, got the story. The story was, when I broke it, the piece of the bone here actually broke off. It didn't just snap. It broke off, went down to the middle part of my finger, and then fused with that. So that's why it kind of has this little S curve to it. And so I was like, okay. I asked the doctor, can we straighten it out? What can we do about this? And the doctor stopped me. She said, well, before we get to what we can do, are you getting made fun of at school? Are you insecure about this? And I'll explain later why that was genuinely, it was a well-meaning question. But what I heard was, is little bitch boy getting made fun of at school? Are they hurting your feelings? You sad about the little hunchback of Notre Dame on your finger? That shit pissed me off, man. I was like, no, nobody's bullying me. And that was true. No one made fun of me about my finger. Not because the kids were nice, but because the kind of neighborhood I lived in and the kids I went to school with, they had some problems. And for me, it was like, and I knew about this shit. So I was like, you gonna say something about me? You know I know some shit about you. What are they gonna say about me? Oh, ew, your fingers all twisted. Why does it look like that? And I'm like, ew, your mom's an alcoholic. Yeah, she's always outside the beer store. I see her every time when we walk to the grocery store. I always see her, and I know she doesn't work there. What kind of employee is laid face down in front of their shop? I don't know. Maybe a security guard. Sometimes they sleep on a job, but she ain't had the vest on. So you don't talk about my shit. I don't talk about yours. We cool. See if we still on for Foursquare though? No, I take that shit personally. So I was like, yeah, back to the doctor's office. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not insecure. I just want to know if we could do something about it. And the doctor's like, okay, all right. If that's not the case, the reason we wanted to know if you're, if this is like an emotional issue for you, was because if we were to fix it and straighten it out, I wouldn't be able to ever make a full fist with my left hand anymore. My index finger would always stick out. Is that okay with you? And I was like, no, that is an awful trade-off. Imagine, it's like, okay, a slightly more aesthetically pleasing finger, but for the rest of my life, if I were to ever get into a fight, I'd be like, well, yeah? What's up then? Put him up! It's like, this hand's ready to fight, but this hand's got something to say. It's got something to say about it, Can you imagine what that would be like? I'd be like, who's? Hey, buddy, I don't want to keep hitting you now. I wish we could talk this through. So, after that, I was like, you know what? I left that doctor's office with some perspective. I was like, I might have a janky finger, and I might have to always only throw up peace signs with my right hand. But at least I got that left hook. Well, that's it. Y'all be great. Have a good night. Thank you.